The EU's chief Brexit negotiator is in the news. He says there'll be no special deal for banks, as we know. But Prime Minister May isn't buying it. Two senior officials familiar with the matter have said Barnier is faking a hard line on financial services. Bloomberg's Brexit editor, Emma Ross-Thomas. Is there a bit of bluffing, counter-bluffing going on here?
So the UK thinks that the stance is just a sort of opening position in what is the beginning of a long negotiation. Financial services are very important. Services in general are very important. And what Barnier said at the end of last year very clearly was that financial services can't be included. It would be unprecedented. Now, it's interesting, just before Christmas, there were some interesting comments from Mark Carney, who, as you know, has been quite sort of critical of the whole Brexit process. And he sort of lent May some support. He sort of said that just because, you know, Barnier says that it's unprecedented, and Carney said, well, just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it can't be done now. And Carney was also sort of, he said, you know, London is the banker of Europe. May used the same words later on that day. And so there definitely does seem...
You need us is the view, and hence it'll all turn out fine in the end. And there's been some comments from the Italian Prime Minister, the Polish Prime Minister, offering chink of light when it comes to services?
Possibly. I think what it shows is that the UK, once again, is hoping that there will be division within the EU 27. I mean, you know, one wouldn't make a policy based on just what the Polish or the Italians think, right? Yeah. You know, and the EU 27 has been very united so far, but I think what the UK is hoping is that there will be, you know, pragmatists among the EU 27 who want to keep things as they are when it comes to financial services. Worth pointing out that the EU has tended to win the arguments, you know, so far.
Yeah. In the remaining 70 or so seconds, sorry, it's not longer, wonderful piece yesterday about predictions for Brexit this year. You talk about base cases, upsets, walkouts and the wish. Just quickly, what's the most likely outcome?
So probably there will be a heads of agreement, a vague outline deal in October. So there's time for both the EU Parliament and the UK Parliament to look at it. What I think will be interesting, though, is the UK has said that they really want to get everything wrapped up before they leave. They want that trade deal to be wrapped up before they leave. The EU has always said that it will be very much an outline deal. And when it becomes clear that what we will get in October is really quite vague, not a huge amount of detail. It'd be interesting to see what happens within the UK. You know, the UK has agreed to pay, you know, this divorce bill in order for talks to move on. And, you know, the sort of vagueness of that deal in October might be sort of polemical at home.